Okay guys, welcome back. So we're back over at the Putter Studio. A few months ago now, I nearly said weeks, but it was actually probably a couple of months ago now, we had the new Cobra putters.
That's right, we did.
One of the kind of things that we talked about and were able to extract from our Quintic software was the variable loft technology, the descending loft technology that's in the SIK Putters. We now actually have putters from SIK.
Yeah, these are their actual designs.
Exactly. This is not just the collaboration with Cobra, where Cobra has their tech in there. This is the kind of increasingly or popular design that is used by Bryson,
of course,
and others. We were chatting about Jason Day and a couple other guys who are now using SIK putters out on tour. 5 different heads, 4 different necks, 3 different shaft lengths. Right. So you've kind of got your pick of an oversized mallet, and you've got a few different blade styles, and you've got 4 different blade styles. You've got your standard, Answer or Newport version. You've got slightly shorter, this would be your Circa, from the people who are familiar with Titleist. So you've got a few different options. SIK and SIK model names, this is the Pro.
Yes.
And this is the Joe.
And the Joe.
The Joe Pro.
Oh, and the Joe, okay.
So we're going to test them, side by side. You have a standard plumber's neck.
Plumber's neck. I do have a fancy LAGP shaft in here, though. Which is
a nice little added bonus to this conversation, because I've got a run-of-the-mill
just a steel post there.
Old school steel shaft that has a bit of flex to it. I mean, hard to pick up in camera, but I can flex that reasonably well. And you try and do the same to that guy, you'll probably not feel it do too much. Not
much, maybe a little bit in the center, but I remember you CPM'd this ages ago. It was crazy high.
It was high, definitely. So it will be interesting to kind of get you going between these two, see if you see some deflection numbers and differences, and see what you see. And really just give us a rundown as to what people are likely to experience when they try SIK putters for themselves.
Absolutely.
A little recap on the descending loft technology. The higher up the head, the more loft we have.
Right.
The idea being that the more we tilt that shaft forward, the higher we're going to strike it in the head.
Yes. The
likelihood is you're going to drive the ball into the ground. So if you hit that high spot on the head, you're going to get a little more lift.
Gotcha. So it helps you in that sense.
Correct. Let's start with the Pro. Nice.
It's a good start.
Very nice. Mission accomplished.
It's a lot of green numbers. It's usually good.
Yep. We've got the shaft angle leaning forward as we want. We've got the angle of attack moving upwards as we would want. Launch angle, we're saying between 3/4, so 0.75 and 2 is ideal. You're at half a degree.
Right.
Good greens, that's okay.
Right.
The slower the greens, the longer the grass, not quite as ideal. This is really the key to how good that one was. You're right in the sweet spot when it comes to the face angle. Love the face rotation as well. Keeping that, really in the green would be under 40. You've got it in the kind of medium range, which is 26 degrees of rotation.
Gotcha.
Ideal. Talking about the vertical change in loft, we were probably accessing the 2 degree mark.
Interesting. So maybe if I had have hit the slightly higher part of the face, we would have launched it a bit more and had a bit less of the forward roll.
So that's something we want to look at. Strike location relative to the loft, relative to the angle of attack.
Pretty cool.
So we can really match that up. But that's a great start. Let's have a look at a few more. Rolled nicely. Yeah, so that one, we had the shaft angle forward again, similar amount to last time, but we didn't have as much upward angle attack. As a result of that, we never got as much launch out of it. Again, so as we talk about the standard deviation of what we would want, it's looking more likely that we would probably want another degree of loft in this particular putter for you, just to take care of the roll.
Makes sense.
Everything else is really, really nice though. Rate of rotation's good, matches up nicely to the path. We've got an in-to-out path, so the face angle isn't changing too much through the kind of 6 inches that we're measuring here, Matty boy.
It's definitely feeling very stable I think for what is a very traditional looking putter.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's the head or the shaft or both in combination, but it does feel quite easy to keep that, I guess, the face quite stable.
Definitely. I mean, looking at this sort of graph here, we're kind of looking at trying to keep that, trying to take away the steepness to that, little graph there, to that line. We would want that probably going, you know, about 1 degree or so. So that's, we can kind of influence that. And I think through the neck, this is 75 degrees of toe hang, that has 60 degrees of toe hang. Okay. So I'll be very curious between the two if this actually increases the stability of that rate of rotation.
Interesting.
All little subtle things. This one's actually heavier as well.
Oh, the head is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see if that helps. Let's hit one more.
Okay.
But those first two were great. Nicely done again. Very similar to the last one in terms of the face.
Yeah, felt like it was in a very similar spot.
So face angle was right there, isn't it? It's as close to perfect really as we would expect any human to get it. Club twist tells me you hit it bang in the center. I mean, those are robotic numbers, to be honest, and that's basically what the blue indicates. Like that's the likelihood is that it's not a human doing it. That's what it says.
Probably not a human doing this.
Probably not a human.
Launched better and it rolled less, so that seems like that was a nicer window when the shaft angle wasn't
as
too severe, right? Yeah. So that's kind of the sweet spot there, was about 2 degrees.
Yep. Slightly more neutral path on that one.
Interesting.
So the club had a really good, really very, very stable.
Try its partner there.
Let's have a little look and see what we see with this guy. Do you notice the shaft or no?
It's hard to say because it's like, I think, in my opinion of something like this would be, you know, if it's working well, you almost don't notice it. You know, you sort of just feel like you're putting consistently and the stroke feels good.
Yeah.
Maybe when I go to the traditional one, maybe I'll notice something different at the feel at impact or something. But I think, as I said, for something as traditional as this, it just feels like a very, just a very consistent feel at impact, and maybe the shaft is helping with that. Felt like a nice stroke. I expect to see good things from that one.
Yeah, that's nice. Let's see. Yeah, the aim is definitely a little left, and the path is a little out to in.
That didn't feel as good. I think it just felt better with that other neck, or the other shaft. It's weird. I don't know what I would point to. Maybe the head weight.
0-0
as it's perfect. Yeah.
It's kind of a little all over the place, this one.
I don't feel as consistent with it. I mean, I think that's clear. There's just something about the way that this one.
Let's pop back into that other one.
Sure.
You're much better with this thing.
There's something about the balance of it, I think.
Yeah.
I feel that I can deliver a more consistent stroke. Oh my God, that's just instantaneous.
Sign me up for a season supply of those. I mean, that's the difference, right? So the other one, you couldn't really get the face. You couldn't get the path. Path was out to in for whatever reason.
Weird.
Yeah, it was definitely not. That's automatic.
Yeah, there's something special about the way that, I think, not that I'm the expert, but I think contrary to what I've always believed, is the plumber's neck actually is easier for me to align and stroke.
Yeah.
And the balance of it with this head being not as heavy, and the way that I've gotten used to a breakthrough stability shaft. So that's what this reminds me of. So I think those two things in combination, I just felt a lot more confident with this guy.
Yeah, those numbers are honestly bang on.
Yeah.
2 degrees. I mean, it's green and blue across the board. You know, we're joking earlier on saying, you know, the thing thinks it's a robot hitting it, but I mean, that's not far off what you would hope to get from old Iron Byron. No, it's good. It's good. I mean, overall, you know, the quality of the product.
Yeah, really.
Let's talk to that a little bit. You know, it is a nice It's a nice simple product. It's very well made. It's nicely milled. I mean, you know, we look at the necks. It's a nice simple
It's extremely well, yeah, the bonding there. I think people will appreciate that. I think some people like the handmade look of the weld. Yeah. This is a little bit more technical and kind of perfect and machined. I like that. I think it looks great. The detailing is nice, and no, it's just a good, simple putter. And as I said, I think I'm not really a plumber's neck person, but I do like how this sits and how it rolls. Yeah. It's a great putter.
It's good. Okay, guys, again, we know that a lot of you are just going to be hearing about SIK for the first time. This is maybe your introduction to it. You may remember the Cobra video, or you may not, but this is who we were talking about when we talked about that descending loft technology that they've got in the face.
Yeah.
It's nice to actually test the product. I've wanted to test it for quite some time.
Yeah, it was good to get the LA shaft in there as well.
Oh, you know, great to have that option. Again, when you were putting with it, hard to really notice a significant difference, but your results showed a difference.
And I think that's what most people, and people ask me all the time about these types of things, as I say, honestly, when we run the numbers, you can see the scientific difference in the stability and the consistency of the stroke. Is it hard to, or sorry, is it easy to tell, you know, just going back and forth, just with kind of your feel? Maybe not. Yeah. But as you said, the numbers speak to it, and I think it was quite consistent, worthwhile.
Definitely. And hopefully we get a chance to there's a few other models, 3 other head models, and, you know, fingers crossed we do get a chance to test those as well, maybe some of the other necks. I know we are getting the fitting system in here at TXG, so we will be able to do that together and just build some things up and have some fun with it.
That'd be awesome.
See what we can see. You know, the beauty is in obviously the fitting and making it specific for you, like we saw. A putter with half a shaft of offset versus a putter with a full shaft of offset. You know, different head weights.
It's night and day, wasn't it?
There's enough going on there that's going to, you know, give us a discernible difference.
Great. Well, good first impression, and look forward to doing some more with it.
Definitely. Okay, guys, stay tuned. We'll see you again soon.